Hello and welcome back to Luna Rosa Ranch. We are back again today with Miss Drama, but we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite books. It's Don't Shoot the Dog, The Art of Teaching and Training by Karen Pryor. So this book was originally published in 1984, but is still an authority on teaching and training, and it dives into everything you'd want to know about behaviors and positive, negative reinforcement, all the different types of training that exist. And it talks about it in a really easy to understand way. So we're going to get into specifically chapter 4 that Karen talks about the 8 methods of getting rid of undesired behavior. So you can see there, method 1, just shoot the animal. So that's the reason that I'm sure the book is titled Don't Shoot the Dog. So number 1 way to get rid of unwanted behavior, just get rid of the animal. So that would work, but it's a little tongue-in-cheek because obviously we're not going to be shooting our horses. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about method 4, extinction, which is letting the behavior go away by itself because we aren't reinforcing it at all, either negatively or positively. And then method 7, shaping the absence, which is reinforcing anything that is not the undesired behavior. So Miss Drama has a behavior where she chews and tenses her jaw and does some teeth grinding, kind of gnashing anxiety behavior. And it's a self-soothing behavior that she has done for years. So I first noticed when I started grooming her to get ready to work that she would do it nearly constantly. And I ignored the behavior as best I could. And then I tried to encourage whenever she was not doing that behavior. So, for instance, if someone would walk down the aisle and her attention would be taken away from her own teeth grinding, I would reward her and say, good girl, and give her the treat. And then I built on that, and for longer and longer periods of time, she can go now without working her jaw in that way. So we still see it happening. It's hard to see from the front, but from the side, sometimes we can see she's still kind of grinding her teeth. And it's nothing to do with dental. She's been checked out by a dentist, and it's nothing to do with her skin. I'm using a very soft brush. It's just that behavior that she's worked and has so ingrained and has been something she's fallen back on to soothe herself. So it's going to take some time to get rid of it and have her be able to stand comfortably without doing that behavior. So I'm just doing some work on her body with the body brush, and then I pause and give her a chance to stand still and not do the behavior, and then she gets rewarded for not doing the behavior. I also am very particular in making sure that she stands with her head facing forward in order to receive the treat, and she worked that out pretty quickly. So I would do that in the beginning just by giving it to her when her face was forward almost on accident, and then she would search for the correct answer and move her head in different ways, and then as soon as her face would be just a little bit closer to straight, I would give her the treat, and then she would figure out that it's pretty easy for them to put 2 and 2 together and understand that, oh, I gotta be facing this way and doing this thing in order to get the treat. So really we're coupling 2 behaviors, which is standing calmly and not moving the mouth, and standing with face forward. So she gets a treat for each time she's able to do that. So we just continue to move around and go to the other side, grooming there, and each time I pause and kind of offer her a chance to stop the head tossing and shaking, and there she's looking at me. I'm like, and I just wait patiently, and then she eventually gets her head forward. So the other thing to think about is that you have to only focus on the behavior you want, both mentally and in person. So if you're thinking about the negative behavior, even in your mind, like say your horse is pawing and being obnoxious and not gnawing their teeth, and all you're thinking about is, gosh, I really just wish they would stop gnawing their teeth. They're looking crazy. Or if your horse is a pawer and they're pawing and they're making all kinds of noise, and you're just thinking to yourself like, oh, I wish they would stop doing that, your energy is feeding into that situation. So whether you realize it or not, you're feeding into that behavior by acknowledging it and putting out that negative energy. And you're definitely feeding into it if you're punishing them for that behavior by correcting them with on their lead rope or something, because even negative attention can sometimes be attention, and that can be something that they're looking for. So I think for me, I think the best method is just ignoring it altogether, and that's what we try to do. And I try to just keep my heart happy and visualize calmness and how I would like her to stand, and then I just reward her for achieving it. And she gets calm there. Oop, and the mouth stopped moving and she stood nice and straight. So she gets a treat. And she has done so good at getting better at holding it longer and longer. It's like someone who's bites their nails when they're nervous. I mean, it is hard to break habits, especially habits that have been going on for so long. But I think the positive reinforcement in this case works the best. Good. And she stood nice and calm. And then she still gets a little grumpy. I'm certainly not pulling the cinch very hard, but I just ignore anything that isn't the behavior I want. And then I give her a chance to exhibit good behavior and get a reward. So Karen has lots of great examples in the book too, specifically about this method 7. So if you're interested, I recommend checking that out. So one of the examples she gives is talking about her mother on the phone who is in a nursing home, and just every phone call she would have with her, there would be a lot of negativity. Just no part of the conversation would be good, if you know what I mean. So she's said that she worked on improving her communication with her mom by not responding to the negative talk that was happening on the phone. So if her mother had negative things to say, basically, she would just say, how about that? Just some stuff that was non-committal, like not feeding into the behavior. And anytime her mom would say positive things or ask about the rest of the family, or talk about her friends at the nursing home, or anything positive, she would react enthusiastically and just really support that type of conversation. And she said it completely turned around the relationship she had with her mom, and it made her more excited to talk to her on the phone than she had previously. So I think it's a beneficial plan. All right, thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing you next time.